That's me chilling on a beach in Zanzibar. Would you believe me if I told you that I am giving this TEDx speech because I was vacationing in Zanzibar? Yes, that's true. That's the best part of being a social entrepreneur. Ideas are everywhere. You just pick what you like and start doing it. The only thing you need is passion to solve a problem, not just finding it. I clearly remember my first business idea. I guess I was 14 or 15. I saw so many tomatoes being thrown away in Mumbai. I wanted to start making ketchup with it. Till date, my friends make fun of me for sharing that idea with them. The only thing I regret is not actually pursuing that idea. But one thing was established. I was an entrepreneur deep inside. Let's get back to my vacation. It was almost 7 years I was working in a bank in Luxembourg. I was frustrated. I knew I could not do this for next 30 years of my life. I really needed a break. I decided to go to Zanzibar. I was shocked to see so many places not having electricity on the island. I asked myself, this place has sun 365 days. Why is there no solar energy? So I started trading solar panels in Zanzibar with a local friend. I thought I had cracked the code, making money while sipping mojito on a tropical beach, doing a sustainable business. But unfortunately, that was too good to be true. The business failed, but the passion for doing something meaningful only grew. That's when I fell in love with the continent and I knew I could do something meaningful here. Exploring the continent took me to a place called Owane in central region of Ghana. This place doesn't even show up on Google Maps. I saw that place had a lot of potential, but completely lacked infrastructure. People wanted to work, but jobs were not there. Poverty was evident. All my friends thought I was going crazy when I sold my studio in Luxembourg, resigned, and invested all my money in my factory to move to Africa. I must admit it was quite a crazy step. Before I realized all of it, the craziness of the adventure blew up on my face. Few years later, I can list quite a few achievements. We have a team of 40 people. 60% of them are women. We started a cooperative of local farmers. We started a medical clinic for locals. We started a computer center for local kids. We sponsor local football club. Along with all of that, we run a successful agro business, Green Earth Agro. What does Green Earth do? We produce palm oil. Yes, you heard it right, palm oil. I know people directly link palm oil to deforestation, destruction of environment, animal displacement, and many other cruel things. But bear with me for a few minutes before shooting me down for producing palm oil. I would be the first one to admit that millions of hectares of forest have been destroyed in past to produce palm oil. But it doesn't have to be like that. While I was considering moving to Ghana, I had a distorted understanding of the subject and could only relate to palm oil with negativity. But given my curious nature, I started investigating into subject without prejudice. I found so many interesting aspects of palm which were never discussed, and I really wanted to bring this to your attention. Number one, did you know palm is an incredibly efficient crop? 1 hectare of land can produce about 3.5 tons of palm oil, whereas its alternative like coconut oil or sunflower oil produces only approximately half a ton. We will require 4 to 10 times of land to produce oil by its alternative source to suffice needs of humans. Switching to alternative source will only shift the problem and in fact increase deforestation. Number two, palm oil production is source of income for so many poor people. Over 5 million smallholder farmers who depend on producing palm oil for their livelihood. Banning palm oil will mean millions of people without work. Many countries have been producing palm oil for centuries, and direct ban on palm oil is like taking away a major part of their local culture. You can try asking Italian to remove olive oil from their culture and you see how they will react. Palm oil is affordable. The population of planet will be close to 10 billion by 2050. We need an efficient crop to suffice those needs. We need an oil which is affordable for rich and for poor. Not everyone can afford olive and almond oil. After assessing on how to avoid negative sides of palm oil plantation, I was convinced this was my next project. Don't get me wrong, I am not denying the fact that irresponsible palm plantation owners have practiced deforestation and deprived animals of their natural habitat. What I'm saying here is that palm oil can also be grown in a sustainable way. Keep one thing in mind. It is not palm oil which is causing deforestation or animal dislocation. Human greed is. It's human greed which leads people to disrespect environment and fellow humans. Another interesting fact. 85% of palm is grown in Malaysia and Indonesia. Did you know that palm originated in West Africa? That was one of the factors I considered while moving there. Growing plants in natural habitat is good for environment. Unlike in Asia, majority of the palm plantation in West Africa is owned by small holders and not by big plantation company. I am sure by now few of you are thinking, enough about palm. How about you telling us how do you avoid deforestation in your company? That's a very valid question. I selected a different route. I have no plantation of my own. I created a cooperative of local Ghanaian farmers. I rely on them to provide me with their freshly grown fruits. Few of them have palm trees in their backyard. Many of them even have just 1 or 2 trees. There is no deforestation linked to it. I have a collection center where I collect their palm and then we process it into sustainable palm oil. These people have been growing palm oil for generations. It's a part of their culture. And beyond oil, they make palm soup, palm wine for their daily consumption. I know that the amount of oil I produce is not even a drop in an ocean, but at least I have started producing sustainably. I would be in denial if I say all the palm oil in the world is produced by sustainable means. This is my call to all the producers of palm oil, big or small. Please only engage in sustainable practices. We have one planet and we have obligation to save it. Setting up this factory came with its own challenges. So to start with, I had almost no internet. In today's tech generation, I built a whole factory with only one laptop and almost no internet. Isn't that cool? Even though I invested a lot of my saving, it wasn't enough to run a modern sustainable green factory. I had to be creative. So I decided to use old local techniques. Hired a local engineer and built a semi-automatic machine which worked perfectly. And of course, I had to use a lot of YouTube do-it-yourself videos. It really helped. I would like to share a very interesting story. One day, few people just came running to me and shouting, there's a huge issue. As a leader, I had to take any challenge that came my way. I reached my factory in emergency, and there I was told someone was bitten by a snake. Gosh, I was scared to death. My managerial training in Luxembourg had no chapters on how to deal with snake bites. I literally blanked out. But somehow I kept my cool and managed to deal with the situation. All ended well. This episode was such a humbling experience. I started valuing everything. Now that I thought that I had seen everything, there was COVID-19. New challenge we had to face head on. We are so proud in these difficult times. We fought together and did not lay off anyone. This only made us stronger. Before I forget to mention, I love my life in Ghana. I live near the sea. I surf 3 times a week. The place has always sun. I eat fresh food all the time. People are always smiling. Importantly, I do not even have to pay €2,000 rent for a 50-meter studio. Special mentions for our cool after parties. I wasn't here to tell you if palm oil is good or bad, but not only growing it in a sustainable way will help us fight the menace of deforestation and animal displacement, but also support the local population. The same message is even given by organizations like WWF and Greenpeace. If pretty much nobody like me can go to Ghana, run a factory, employ 40 people and solve a global problem locally, I am sure we all can make the world the often cliched better place. My calculation says that an entire village of 3,500 inhabitants can be provided with healthcare, proper schooling, renewable energy supply by running a successful agribusiness for an amount which is less than a cost of a house in Luxembourg or any other big city. I do not want to change the whole world, but if I can make difference in few lives, I would consider this mission as accomplished. Let's all be part of Green Earth. Sustainability is in your power.